of the biggest things to consider when adding a dog to your family would be how well that dog gets along with children. In this video, I discuss the reasons why a Pomeranian may or may not be a good fit for a family with children, as well as tips for becoming a Pomeranian family. So are Pomeranians good for families? There are so many wonderful reasons to introduce your children to the joys of pet ownership. Owning a dog will teach your dog responsibility, self-esteem, friendship, trust, patience, respect, social skills, and empathy, among more. And owning a dog also has health benefits as well as including stress relief, which we can all use a little bit more in our lives. Studies have shown that when a child spends its first year of life being exposed to animals, they will have a lower risk of having allergies and asthma. Children can also add a lot of positives to the lives of dogs. Children love to cuddle and play with their furry friends and can offer a lifetime of love and companionship. With all the positives, it can make you want to run out and get a dog for your family. But there are things to be aware of and to prepare for if you're considering adding a dog to your family. So what families should consider when they're getting a dog? Children and dogs don't automatically have a perfect relationship with a home filled with harmony. As a parent, we are responsible for teaching our children what the acceptable boundaries are and rules in regards for interactions with dogs. The same goes for being responsible for teaching the dog what's acceptable behavior and what the rules are when they are around children. This is a big undertaking and responsibility that we need to be prepared for and committed to. Owning a dog is a lifelong decision, and that includes ongoing love and care. Setting a good foundation of socialization and training is critical towards the safety of your family. So are Pomeranians good with babies? Pomeranians are generally not a threat to babies like some breeds with strong prey drives may be. Although there are some things to think about when considering getting a Pomeranian when you have a baby. Dogs and babies both require a lot of time, patience, care, and supervision. A puppy also requires a lot of socialization and training within that first year of life. It could become overwhelming if a new puppy is brought into a home at the same time as a new baby. So it's something to consider when deciding when is the right time to add a puppy to your family. Are Pomeranians good with toddlers? Toddlers may be the hardest age to pair with a Pomeranian. A toddler is just starting to become mobile and explore the world. Young children at this age have a hard time understanding that a dog needs to be treated differently than a toy or a stuffed animal. Besides having a hard time understanding how a dog should be treated, they're also unaware of the dangerous consequences that can be involved with animals. Small dog breeds like Pomeranians are not the best match for young children due to their size. They're fragile and more vulnerable to being injured by a well-intended child that just wants to play. A Pomeranian can become easily frightened by all the loud noises and activity within the home, and when dogs are frightened, they are more likely to nip or bite. Are Pomeranians too small for kids? Pomeranians are small toy-sized dogs that can be easily injured during rough play or accidentally stepped on. Having a small dog with children does require extra supervision. Are Pomeranians aggressive with kids? Pomeranians are generally not aggressive dogs, but like any living creature, a Pomeranian could be triggered and respond in an aggressive manner. Some of the examples of this are injuries. If a Pomeranian were to get accidentally injured, it may show aggressive behaviors as an act of defense. Fear. Fear is the number one reason why a dog becomes aggressive in a situation. And then there's possessiveness. Dogs can become possessive towards their toys or food dishes, causing an aggressive reaction if they feel like someone will take that resource away. It can be very easy for a small dog like a Pomeranian to find itself in a situation with a child where they are fearful and feel like their resources are threatened or the possibility of an injury occurring. Even a well-behaved and even-tempered dog, they still have sharp teeth and claws that could injure a child accidentally. And dogs are also known for jumping up and could easily knock over a small child. Should your kids be alone with your Pomeranian? The easiest guide would be that your kids should not be alone with a dog until they're old enough to be left alone at home by themselves. It's never safe leaving a baby alone around a dog, even if your baby is in a swing or a stroller. Many people feel like they know their dogs well enough and feel like it may be safe to leave the room for a quick moment. And this, unfortunately, is when an unexpected accident can happen. Dogs are animals. As much as we like to think of them as part of the family, they are still unpredictable. unpredictable. Children are 3 times more likely to be bitten by dogs compared to adults, and the majority of people, at least 75%, are bitten by a dog that they own or they already know. What is the best age for kids to have a Pomeranian? It has been determined that children over 5 years of age have developed the skills necessary to understand the responsibility and care of having a pet. But you can be the judge of your own family and children. Some kids may be ready at a younger age while others need to be older. So here are my top safety tips for kids living with dogs. There are some good rules of thumb to follow in order to keep your dogs and kids safe while living in harmony under the same roof. How to keep your Pomeranian safe with kids. First and foremost, in order to keep our dogs safe, we need to teach our children that our pets are living beings and how to be kind and respectful towards them. Teach children how to handle an animal. Make sure your children know the correct way to hold and handle a dog, as well as what behaviors are inappropriate, like pulling of tails. Supervise. Keep an eye on your children and the dog when they are together. Don't let your kids hit or throw things at your dog. Some kids may easily get frustrated or excited and throw things at your dog. And door duty. Depending on the ages of your children, have a system in place so they don't accidentally let the dog outside. So how do we keep your kids safe around a Pomeranian? There are many things you should teach your children about dog safety. First is ask permission. Ask permission before petting someone's dog. Don't chase dogs. Chasing a dog may bring out the prey drive in a dog and cause an accident. Don't stick your hands, fingers, or face through the holes in a dog crate or fence. If a dog feels trapped, they're more likely to snap in defense. Never approach a dog while it's eating or sleeping. Avoid startling a dog or making them feel protective towards their food. Don't take anything out of a dog's mouth. Teach your kids to never take food, toys, or anything out of a dog's mouth. Don't lay your baby on the floor. Keep babies and young children out of a dog's reach at all times. Don't let your baby crawl unattended into another room. Keep an eye on your baby and dog at all times. So a Pomeranian is good for active families. Pomeranians are a great fit for an active family. We're always going on adventures as a family, like camping, geocaching, or days at the beach. And our Pomeranians are always more than excited to join us. Are Pomeranians good for busy families? It depends on the specifics of your busy family. If your family is rarely at home and is always on the go, a Pomeranian may not be the best fit for you. Pomeranians do not like being left home alone and are prone to separation anxiety. If you are a busy family but you would like to take your Pomeranian with you, I would consider it a good match. So how do I know if my kids are ready for a dog? It can be hard determining if your kids are ready for a dog. Consider the following things if you may add a dog to your family. Are your children comfortable around animals? Can your children handle easy household tasks? Can your children remember to brush their teeth, etc., and small chores like that? Do your children show respect to animals? Are your children truly committed to getting and caring for a dog? Is the entire family on board? And are you prepared to take on 100% of the responsibility? So is a Pomeranian the right fit for my family? The most important factors when deciding if a Pomeranian is right for your family are the ages and maturity of your children. Are your children able to respect a dog and not accidentally hurt it? Do you have enough time for a Pomeranian? Pomeranians are very needy and love attention. So do you have enough time to give to a dog, or will your dog be left alone often? So how can you get your kids comfortable with the Pomeranian? Having your children form a healthy relationship with animals is very important. Never push or rush a child into a situation that they are uncomfortable with. There are some skills you can teach your child that may help them when they're interacting with dogs. Becoming a tree. If your child gets nervous and runs, it usually sparks interest in the dog, and they'll think it's a game and they will chase after the child. If a child becomes a tree and stands still with their hands tucked in, the dog will become bored with them and leave them alone. This obviously doesn't work in every situation, but it is a good option for your child to be aware of. Teach treat delivery. You'll often see a child excited to give a dog a treat only to have the dog's excitement scare the child in the end. Teach your child to throw a treat onto the floor and do not have the dog eat the treat out of a child's hand. Teach body language. It's important to teach your children how to read the body language of an animal. They should know what the signs are that an animal no longer wants to be pet or held. Safe space. Provide a safe space for both your children and the dog to be without the other one having free access to them. They will both need a safe space getaway where they can go and be alone. How can I get my kids involved in caring for a Pomeranian? There are age-appropriate tasks that your children can do to help care for your dog. Every child and dog is different and needs their own personal situation to reflect that. 4 to 5 years old, a young child can help shadow you as you care for your dog, teaching your child's safety and responsibility as they grow together. A 6 to 8-year-old, kids at this age are able to teach your dog tricks and help walk your dog while supervised. 9 and up, once your children are 9 and older, they're usually old enough to assist in fully caring for your dog. Pomeranians are best suited in a home with children that are old enough to respect and care for a dog. For most families, a child should be at least 5 or 6 years old before getting a dog. Pomeranians in particular are very small and could easily get hurt by an excited child. The best safety precaution is to never leave your children alone with the dog until they're around 10 years of age or older. We got our first Pomeranian when our kids were 4 and 6, and it did require extra care and supervision to ensure that they were all safe. You are always the best judge regarding your own family and its dynamic. The biggest considerations for me would be the maturity of your children and the amount of time that you have to care for a dog. Dogs and children will both keep a parent very busy. Be aware that even if your children have the best of intentions to care for a new dog, that the responsibility will usually end up falling on the parent. Having a dog in a home while you're raising children is a wonderful experience full of joy and lifelong lessons. If you like this video, you may enjoy my video on the 13 weird things that Pomeranians love. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hug your Pom today.